Okay, so this is working now and you can hear it. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. All right. So good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity, Wilmington University, to have me here today to talk a little bit about the state scholarships that are offered from the Delaware Higher Education Office. So I'm very happy to be here to share this information with you. My name is Juliet Murawaski, and I'm the Financial Aid and Scholarship Administrator at the Delaware Higher Education Office. And I'm going to spend a few minutes just sharing with you some information about scholarships that you can apply for through the state. So just to tell you a little bit about who we are, the Delaware Higher Education Office is part of the Delaware Department of Education. We administer 14 scholarships and incentive programs. We administer 2 teacher repayment programs, and we administer the Academic Common Market for Delaware residents. Approximately $3 million in scholarships get processed through the Delaware Higher Education Office. So there's 3 scholarship types. So the first scholarship type is usually based on merit or academics. So these are your scholarships that are awarded to students based on their GPA and their SAT scores, for example. There are need-based scholarships. These are ones that are based on a student's financial need, and this is determined by the FAFSA. So the free application for federal student aid that many of you hear about is the main application for financial need scholarships, and one that we encourage any student who's going to college to apply to. Another set of programs that are offered through the Higher Education Office are loan incentive programs. And these are programs for specific majors and specific career fields where students can have loans that are forgiven if they go into qualifying employment in Delaware. So for the current academic year, the 22-23 academic year that starts this fall, the application deadline for most of the state aid programs is April 15th. So that is the deadline every year. So we're really encouraging people to file their FAFSA as early as possible. It opens October every year. So the state deadline for filing for FAFSA is April 15th. Of course, you can file afterwards for lots of different programs. The application deadline for many of the higher education office scholarships is still open. So that's May 20th, 22. So we still have a couple weeks of those scholarship applications being open. We really encourage you to go ahead and apply online. In order to apply for State of Delaware scholarships, students need to create a student account. And they do that online on the Delaware Higher Education Office website. Once they create a student account, they will use that for applying for the next couple of years. This has a link to the website, and I believe that this presentation is going to be available for you online so that you have that information. So I wanted to talk about the main Higher Education Office need-based scholarship. That's the Scholarship Incentive Program, most normally known as the SKIP Scholarship. This is $1,000 per student per year. It's awarded to about 900 students every year, so it's certainly the largest scholarship that the office administers. It is not a renewable scholarship, but you can apply every year, and students can receive it for multiple years. This is based on financial needs, so you have to file a FAFSA by April 15th to be looked at for eligibility for that SKIP scholarship. Students must enroll full-time for both the fall and the spring semester, and we work with our colleges to verify enrollment each semester. The SKIP scholarship can be used at any college in Delaware, public or private, and the SKIP can also go out of state if the student is enrolled in a major that's not available in a Delaware public college. So for example, if you are studying architecture out of state, that's not a program we have in state. If you're eligible for SKIP, you can take that out of state. So the Delaware CareerBased Scholarship is for students who are going to be enrolled in a bachelor's degree in a Delaware public or private college if they are intending to be in a major leading to a high-need career field in Delaware. So this award amount is $5,000 per year. This is a scholarship. It is not repaid. It's also based on financial need. So again, students would file their FAFSA in order to be looked at for this specific scholarship. Students must be full-time. There's a list of eligible career fields that are on our website, but I wanted to share with you today what some of those high-need career fields are. So the Delaware Higher Education Office works with the Delaware Department of Labor to identify where these high-need career fields are and where they will be for the next several years within the state. So for example, nurses, accountants, auditors, financial analysts, these are some of the high-need career fields, and we'll be reevaluating those every few years. So another scholarship that's available is the Educator Support Scholarship. And this is for students who are going into a bachelor's degree in a Delaware public or private college. And they're going to pursue a degree in education in a high-need field or as a specialist in a high-need field. Again, this award amount is $5,000. It's a scholarship. It's not repaid. It's based on financial need again, so that FAFSA is important for you to complete every year. Full-time enrollment, and the list of high-need fields is available online, but again, I wanted to share them with you today. These are the high-need teacher fields in Delaware. So world languages, math, science, special education, for example. These are the Educator Support Specialist high-need fields. This scholarship is available to students in the speech-language pathology program, school psychologist program, social worker, or school counselor. So in these high-need specialist fields, these students are eligible for that, to apply for that $5,000 scholarship. Okay. So I wanted to touch on some of the Delaware loan forgiveness programs. These are loans that students can apply to. If they receive them, when they graduate, if they work in one of these fields in Delaware, they can have the loans forgiven for every year that they are employed. So these are the Chris McAuliffe Teacher Program, the Delaware Nursing Incentive Program, Teacher Corps Incentive Program, Optometry, Speech Language Pathologist, and then the Ada Lee Souls Memorial Librarian and Archivist Program. These are all loan forgiveness programs. The application for all of these programs, these scholarships that I just showed you, is May 20th of this year. So there's still time to apply online for these scholarships. For the incentive program, the loan is forgiven for every year that you work in a high-need field in the school. Specific eligibility requirements for all of those incentive programs is available on the Higher Education Office website with a link here. I wanted to share with you this last slide that is information about a lot of additional scholarships in addition to the ones from the Higher Education Office. Our office produces something called the Delaware Scholarship Compendium. This is available online. It lists hundreds of private, local, national, as well as Higher Education Office scholarships. This is a great resource for students who are looking for scholarships because you can search by lots of different criteria online. So for example, if you go to a specific high school, you can search by your high school and see what scholarships are available to you. If you play a particular sport, if you're looking for scholarships that are specifically for academics or need. So the Delaware Scholarship Compendium is a resource that you can look online for scholarships at any time. It's kept up to date online, so as our office hears about new scholarships, we add them to the Scholarship Compendium. So definitely encourage anybody looking for scholarships that can go to any schools to look online. I wanted to leave you also with the Higher Education Office main email and phone number if you have questions about anything that I presented today or anything that is offered through the Higher Education Office. As we are live right now, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to put it in the chat and I'm happy to answer it. If this is something that you'd like to think about and you have questions later, please certainly feel free to reach out to the email address and the phone number here for the Higher Education Office. And I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much. You can still file the FAFSA after April 15th. In fact, it's encouraged to do that. If you've not filed the FAFSA, it's absolutely not too late. You can still get federal aid. You can still get institutional aid from the colleges. Private scholarships you can still apply for. For the state of Delaware scholarships, that deadline of April 15th is not extended for the SCIP scholarships, but for some of those career-based scholarships, you could file the FAFSA all the way up until the end of the application period so May 20th for those. If you have not done the FAFSA, it's absolutely not too late. Please absolutely still do it. It's your best resource for aid. And for example, the SEED scholarship, the Inspire scholarship, you can still file your FAFSA up until you've started the semester and beyond for some of those. You're welcome.